Welcome, everybody, to another edition of Weird Wednesday from two incredible weirdos. Yes, I am Used Toy, the windblown Used Toy, or John House. And joining me, of course, is Daryl House, or Suburbanhobo. How you doing, Daryl?
John, I'm on the road. I'm in Madison, Indiana today for the River Roots Music and Folk Art Festival coming up this weekend. But I had a couple of shows in schools today, and I have one at the Historical Society tomorrow, and Thursday at the library, and then the festival. Then I'm coming home to play where?
At the Old Crow Bar. Yeah,
I can't wait.
You're only a stone's throw from me, but you'll be home Sunday.
Sunday night at the Old Crow, and friends and family are contacting me saying we're going to be there. I can't wait. It's been too long since I've been in Middletown.
Well, I will have a Casano's pizza and some Little King's beers waiting on you.
Ooh, little shooters. I like it. Hey, listen, I got some interesting stories here today. I don't know if you heard this or not, but you know, sometimes when we're not on the air, sometimes we use bad words.
I've heard that.
There was a study that says a swear word a day will help keep the doctors away. We all say them from time to time. Sometimes we a little too much, but now psychologists are saying that muttering the odd curse word every now and then will actually do us some good. I thought this was a weird story. Research has shown the occasional expletive can even make us a stronger person. How? It's believed that small doses of profanity can help control emotions and make it easier to manage pain. The investigation into swearing was conducted by Dr. Richard Stevens, a senior lecturer at Kiel University. I'm not sure for Kiel over in Dye University.
Well, I certainly like the bad words, so I'm all for this.
The academic conducted numerous experiments over the years to prove the theory, and he says most recently they gave them like these shoot-'em-up style computer games. The video games made people more aggressive, so their language became more emotional, and they swore. And this explains swearing and makes it more acceptable. We want to use more taboo words when we are emotional. So I thought that was kind of an interesting story. They have they have something backed up. It's become more relevant recently because I don't know if you heard about Putin. Putin has made it in Russia. They've gone so far as to introduce fines for those who break the law for swearing. They have warning signs, and they've added warning signs to books that contain rude language. Now, on the other side of the pond, things could not be more different. I like this part of the story also. After the release of the most profane film ever in 2013, can you name that film?
No.
I saw it. It's The Wolf of Wall Street. Uses the F word about every other word for 2.5 hours.
Wow.
It's weird.
All right. Well, you remember my story last week about the man who who was drunk driving, and he handed the beer to the police officer instead of his license? Well, this week in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, police say a 31-year-old man has been arrested after he drove to a Louisiana police station headquarters while drunk to file an accident report. He apparently was driving. Says a vehicle hit and run on Interstate 10, hit him and ran away. And so he called the troopers, who told him to come fill out a crash report. When he got there, the trooper smelled alcohol and gave him a field sobriety and breath test. And he was booked on a suspended license and driving while intoxicated.
On the way to the police station. Yeah.
At the police station.
They never learn. They just never learn.
No.
And remember the story a couple of months back we did about the zoo, I think maybe in Austria or someplace, that killed the giraffe?
Yes.
Okay, well, this is out of England or somewhere over there in Central Europe. Giant South American rhea bird on the loose in Herefordshire to be turned into sausages after being shot. A giant and dangerous runaway bird on the loose in the English countryside has been shot dead and is bound for the butcher to be turned into gourmet sausages. The South American rhea, that's R-H-A-E-A if you've ever seen this movie, it's been on the loose for over a month. The 6-foot flightless bird, similar to an ostrich, could reportedly run at speeds of 40 miles an hour and was capable of using its 6-inch claws to disembowel humans.
Wow.
The female rhea, affectionately nicknamed Chris by golfers. Did you get Chris Rhea?
Gotcha.
You're okay. I thought that was kind of cute. He had that hit record. I get the name of it in there, so I forget what it was. It wasn't a great song. He was the recording artist in the 80s who had "Fool If You Think It's Over." Remember that?
Yeah, that was a great song.
Yeah, it really was. But they named the bird after him. It had been spotted on a number of occasions at the Barkway Park Golf Club near Royston in Herefordshire. Both police and the RSPCA had urged the public not to approach the potentially aggressive bird, with animal experts warning it could go for your eyes with its beak. However, it was killed by a gamekeeper last Monday after it wandered into a rapeseed oil field. Now, I never heard of rapeseed oil, but I can't imagine what they would use that for. Anyway, Mr. Howe defended his position. He says, anyway, the animal didn't suffer as it was killed instantly with a single shot to the head. I mean, this was his justification. He did claim the bird's meat will be used to make gourmet sausages. That's enough on this story.
All right. Well, I've got an animal story of my own, and this one, it really goes with me because my grandfather on my mom's side was scared of snakes, and so remember to look before you sit. A woman in Singapore was in for a nasty surprise after she sat down to use the bathroom earlier this month and was bitten by a python that was in the toilet. She sat down, felt a sharp pain, jumped up, and the snake had its fangs clamped into her right thigh. So let me tell you, I am scared to death of snakes. So just reading this article,
knocked together, right?
I'm not okay with it.
You know what's funny? It's like I don't mind snakes. Spiders freak me out. I don't like spiders at all. There's 8 creepy legs, but snakes I'm okay with.
Well, you mentioned Will Kinzer. He was a hunter. He was a mountain man.
He was a hell of a man.
He could clean an animal like that. But when it came to snakes, he wanted nothing to do with them.
Well, back years ago when I worked at that radio station in Owensboro, Kentucky, one of the other DJs, Dave Knight, and I used to go out in the spring when the river would flood. The Indiana side would flood more than the Kentucky side. It would just flood thousands of acres. And over the years, they had built the highways up so that the trucks could maintain commerce, but all the snakes for miles around would come up to the roadbeds, and my friend David and I would go along with these gunny sacks and just catch these snakes, and we sold them to pet stores all over the country. We made a lot of money, so I don't mind snakes so bad.
Not a job for me.
Spiders, yeah. Hey, well, listen, I got a story here. The worst neighbor ever. You ready for this?
I am.
She organized for the home next door to hers to be bulldozed. Anna Maria Moretta Fulch, when you know where this story takes place. Florida was unhappy that a nearby mobile unit was being rented to sketchy people, so she decided to take matters into her own hands. When the home in St. Augustine was empty, she managed to secure the keys and convince a contractor to demolish it. I've been in law enforcement 27 years, local law officer Commander Chuck Mulligan told the media, and in today's society, I'm beginning to see more and more acts of what people would consider outrageous. Back then, crimes used to be more straightforward, not nearly as creative as the things people come up with today. The owner of the destroyed property notified police when she returned home, and Fulch was apprehended. She admitted the crime, which caused $25,000 worth of damage, and was charged with criminal mischief.
Wow, I would have charged her with something even more. I think that's
bad neighbor.
Yeah.
Bad neighbor.
Well, I've got the weird story of the week, I think. Naked man on embalming fluid screams surfboard Beyonce style. Did you see this?
No, I didn't sure what you just said. He screamed, what? Surfboard Beyonce?
Yeah, the song Surfboard.
Okay,
Beyonce style. Witnesses say on a busy Houston street, and there's actually video on this, so if you want to YouTube it or whatever. A man high on embalming fluid, stripped naked, and started screaming lyrics while dancing, even in front of small children. This was at 12:30 in the afternoon. Finally, some relatives that were embarrassed, like, tackled the guy and tried to cover him up. But the crowd around him, like, everybody just whipped out their cell phones. Nobody tried to stop him, even with kids there. Nobody tried to stop him. They're just like, nobody's ever going to believe this.
Right.
And
I
so,
can hear it now. And I will always love you.
well, this is why I'm guessing that people normally don't get high on embalming fluid.
Never heard of that before.
Yeah, well,
I wonder if you smoke it or you inject it.
who knows?
Snort it.
Drink it.
Yuck.
Drink it. You'll be around for 1,000 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't get any weirder than Wednesdays at BaloneyBreak.com. We bring you all the news that fits, whether it's in good taste or not. So thanks for joining us, John. Used toy. It is always a treat to spend some
Have a
time
great
with you.
Have a great time in Indiana, and I will see you this weekend.
Sunday, Oklahoma, Sunday.